What was the stupidest reason someone cost you your job? I worked at a downtown coffee shop, the kind with exposed brick walls and a $7 latte menu. I wasn't just good at making coffee, I was exceptional. My morning rush numbers were double any other barista's. Customers would wait in longer lines just to have me make their drink. I knew 300 regulars by name and order. That's exactly why my manager Andy hated me. Andy was one of those managers who mistook fear for respect. He had the discipline equals excellence poster, the fake enthusiasm during owner visits, and a habit of taking credit for sales spikes that happened during my shifts. The kind of person who'd rather tank the store's atmosphere than admit someone else connected better with customers. The downfall started over something so trivial, it still amazes me. It was a Tuesday morning, and Mrs. Mills came in during rush hour. She'd been going through hell, her husband had cancer, so I'd been making her drinks extra strong, no charge, and drawing little suns on her cups. When I handed her the usual before she even ordered, she almost cried. "You remembered," she said. "We talked for maybe 40 seconds while I worked." She left smiling for the first time in weeks. I thought that was the end of it. Next day, I'm called into Andy's office. He's got that smug look, like he just caught me stealing. "Corporate got an email about you," he says, showing me his phone. I read it. It's from Mrs. Mills, except it's not a complaint. She'd written in saying I was the kindest soul who made her feel like family during the darkest period of her life, and that I was why she chose our shop. Andy leans back in his chair, arms crossed. "This is inappropriate," he says. I blink. "Making someone feel welcome?" He launches into some corporate speak about how remembering orders without the POS system was showboating, and personal connections were inefficient service models. Then he hits me with it. "I'm terminating your employment effective immediately." I laughed at first, thinking it was a power trip. He slid the termination papers across the desk. He was dead serious. Here's the thing. Firing me for being too good with customers was one thing, but Andy made a fatal mistake. He assumed customers wouldn't notice. He assumed wrong. Thursday morning, Mrs. Mills comes in. Andy's working the register, struggling with the morning rush. She looks around, confused. "Where's the other young man? The one who always makes my drink?" Andy, with that smug little smile of his, says, "Oh, him? I had to let him go. He was too personal with customers. Unprofessional. Don't worry, we'll take care of you." The entire shop went silent, like record scratch silent. Mrs. Mills's face went from confused to furious. "You fired him? For being kind to me? It's company policy. I wrote to corporate to praise him." She left without ordering. But here's where it gets beautiful. She didn't just leave. She stood outside and told every regular walking in exactly what happened. Violetta, the teacher with the dry cappuccino, she turned around. Kobe, the food blogger, walked straight back to his car. Bridget, the attorney with 2 kids who always needed coffee to function, she had some choice words for Andy before leaving. Word spread through the morning rush line like wildfire. People were literally walking away mid-queue. By noon, the exodus was complete. See, what Andy didn't understand was that these weren't just customers. They were a community. They had their own group chat, started by Violetta months ago to share coffee recommendations. That Thursday afternoon, it became a war room. Bridget, being an employment attorney, sent the owner a beautiful email explaining the legal stupidity of firing someone for receiving praise. She CC'd corporate and ended with her $30 daily office order receipts. The developer who bought coffee for his entire office, he didn't just stop coming. He sent the owner 2 years of receipts totaling $31,000 with a note. This represented one barista's value. Now it's zero. Within 2 weeks, revenue had dropped 70%. The morning rush that used to have lines out the door, Andy was serving maybe 10 people. 3 weeks later, I get a call from a former coworker. "Dude, Andy is gone." Turns out the owner investigated the collapse. The owner's response? "You cost me 60 grand in 2 weeks. Security escort, no severance. The works." The owner called me personally, offering my job back with a raise. I declined. I'd already found a better gig where remembering names was considered useful.